G'day everyone, so I'm going to do a kayak setup video. I've had a few people ask me if there's any modifications I've done to my kayak, how I set it up and such. So I'll just give you a brief rundown of what I have, how I've set it up, why I set it up that way, just some modifications that I've done. So as you can see, I have the Seak Mako 3.9 meter kayak from Anaconda. You can get them, they normally retail at $8.99. At the moment they're on special for $4.99. This is a fairly stable kayak. I have not had any issues with it since having it. Some of the features that you get with it, the rod holder here, this comes with it. It usually sits there, but one of the modifications I've done is I've taken that rod holder off. As you can see, I no longer use that rod holder, and I've made a fish finder mount. And that fish finder mount is just for the Garmin Striker Pro 4. Some of the features that this kayak has, this here, it's got 5 spots for the rod holder. You've also got a little hatch underneath. That's where I keep my FPV power kayak battery. All I've done is just drilled a hole through here that connects the power to the fish finder. The other end of the fish finder, the transducer is mounted to my accessories bar. This is my accessories bar. This is my fish finder transducer mount here. So all I've done with that is just mounted it to a PVC pipe. Got a lock nut on the top, so when I'm in shallows I can pull that up. It's out of the water, it's out of the way, nothing's going to break. When I get back into deeper water, I can drop that down and the fish finder is in the water and ready to go. Some of the other features of the kayak is it comes with the rudder system. You pull the string, that drops the rudder down, and then the foot pedals, which are here, are your steering mechanisms. That's just the steering at the top. You've got this as a footrest either side. Now with this little lock here, you can slide these back and forth, lock it into place. It's not going to go anywhere. Another one of the features of this kayak is your front hatch. Now your front hatch is fairly big. Had a bit of rain overnight, hence why there's water in it. Now I use my front hatch as an esky. So what you can do with that is I usually put 4 or 5 frozen bottles of water or half a bag of ice and make an ice slurry with some salt water, and that keeps the bait, that keeps the fish fresh until I get back in. Another one of the features is the deluxe seat that it comes with as standard. Fairly comfortable. I spend upwards of 4 to 5, sometimes 6 hours in this kayak and don't have an issue with it. Kayak also comes with 4 flush mount rod holders, which is 2 at the back and you got 2 at the front as well. I don't really use them. The only reason I use the flush mount rod holders is with the 2 rods at the front. They usually sit in the back rod holders when I'm paddling either in or out, just so they're not in the way. With some of the modifications I have done, now as you can see here, these rails do not come standard on this kayak. I've got one on either side. They're the primal slide rails from BCF and the primal rod holders that fit the slide rails. Now I wanted to put these further forward, but the only problem I had, which is one of the downsides with this kayak, is I've only got one access hatch, which is this one in the middle, and you can't access any further than here. So when I was reaching in there to screw it in, that's as far as I could go. But I have tried it once with the new rails, and haven't had an issue with it. They've come up pretty well. Now with these as well, I've just gone on eBay. These little rod leashes here, just a little clip, just clips on, attaches to the base of the rod, clips that on, so if the rod holder happens to fail or the rod gets pulled in, it is attached to the kayak. And I think they were $3 each, $3.50 each, something like that. Whereas if you go to BCF, you're looking at about $20 per rod leash. So that's me 2 rod holders on that side. Now with my accessories bar that I have, this is the accessories bar here. As you can see, I've got a fair bit going on here. We've got the electric motor. Now I've left the accessories bar a little bit wider on the left hand side, mainly for that reason. So my electric motor sits there. I normally have the battery mounted in here, but I did blow up the last battery by mistake, and haven't been able to use the electric motor for a couple of months. Once I get a new battery, I will start using it again, and I'll show it in operation, hopefully in an upcoming video. Now I've also got a light pole for when I go fishing at night. This is my light pole. All it is a piece of dowel. Now I've got LED strip lighting, and it just goes up from the bottom. Now I do have another battery that attaches to this, and it's another FPV kayak battery, so that just attaches to there. It runs the lights at night time. I've only been out twice since having the light pole, and it works fairly well. These are the 2 mini light bars I've got at the top. So these are just 6 LED lights. The advantage with the way I've rigged this up is I can move these, so I can turn one down so it's down into the kayak and the other one's facing forward. Now the advantage of the way I've got this set up is this is the white light, so when I'm at anchor, that's the light that people see, and you can see that for hundreds and hundreds of meters. These lights here are super bright. One of the other add-ons that I've put onto my accessories bar, as you can see, again we've got the rod leashes on there, and I've just got 2 little rings attached here, and that's just so that I can attach them. Again, if that gets pulled in, I'm not going to lose the rod. Now these are just the Berkeley quick release rod holders. On either side, they can turn left and right, so if I'm drifting either way, I can have a rod out either side, at the front and the back, and still be flicking my soft plastics rod as well. I normally go out with probably 3 rods most of the time, and the net that's over in the far side. I usually drift around. I'll have one with bait, one with soft plastics, and then probably a bigger rod with a little bit heavier line, just in case a gummy or something comes along. One of the other things I want to suggest too is some of the accessories that you want to buy when getting a kayak, just to make it easier when launching and retrieving them. Obviously a set of wheels. Now these wheels that I've got are the Sea to Summit wheels, and it's got a quick release latch in the middle. Now that quick release latch can spread up to, I think it's 30 centimeters, so that's going to fit 99% of your kayaks that you're going to come across. And the advantage is it's got rubber seals, so you're not going to rip a hole in where your scupper holes are. If you don't want to drift around, another accessory that is a must is an anchor. All I've done with this anchor is I've got a meter of chain from Bunnings, just a quick release latch, and just a Cooper anchor from BCF. Now I've got a D-shackle on the bottom. Now the reason I've done it this way with the cable tie that you can see at the top is I've lost 2 of these anchors out in the bay, and that's because they've been hung up on something, they get stuck in there, stuck in the rocks. You're trying to pull it from this way, it's not going to come out. Now, I've attached this cable tie. So what this cable tie does, you get stuck, you paddle back past the anchor, you give it one almighty haul, and that's going to snap the cable tie, and it means you're going to be pulling the anchor up from here, which means 99% of the time you're going to get that out of the ground, as opposed to trying to pull it. If it's jammed in some rocks, you got no chance. Whereas if you snap that cable tie, you're pulling it from there, it comes straight out of the rocks. Anyways guys, I hope you liked the video. That's just a brief rundown of my kayak, my setup, and what I look like when I'm out on the water. If you like the video, give us a thumbs up. Like I said earlier, if you have any comments or any questions, please leave them in the comments below. And if you see me out on the water, I'm pretty much going to stand out now. This is only a new addition that I've put onto the accessories bar. I hope you like it. Anyway, give us a thumbs up if you like the video. Please subscribe to the channel. Every subscription helps. And until next time, see you on the water, guys. Cheers.